Okay, I think we'll start. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to a rapid revision series. Today, we will be taking the last session of our rapid revision series of agricultural extension. So, in the last three sessions of agricultural extension, we have covered almost all the chapters except these three: management, ICT, and farm journalism. So, as I was saying always, this is the last time, or like you are almost about to reach the date of your examination. So at this point, what you can do is do not get panicked if you are seeing anything new here. Okay, so don't think that, oh, I have so many things left to study, or like I didn't remember these things. I read it somewhere but I'm not remembering as of now. So just keep away all of your worrying part, because anyway you are reaching to the examination. Let me tell you one thing. At this point you may think that whatever we don't know, like something like 1 or 2 points if we missed from one textbook, will that affect very negatively or something. But trust me, it is always the basic things that can make a difference. Okay, it does not mean that just one time or two time if you are reading a textbook or any MCQ basics, there is a high chance that you may forget the things, okay, later onwards. So the most important thing is revision. So consider this session as a revision series, which means whatever you have learned before, just try to remember those and just listen once again so that you will get a easy catch. Okay, so we will continue with our portions. If anyone is new, myself Anu Joshi, I am currently doing PhD in Agricultural Extension, third year in IRI New Delhi, and I have completed my undergraduation from Kerala Agriculture University and post graduation from National Dairy Research Institute, Karnal. I have secured All India rank 20 in JRF examination and AAR 7 in PhD entrance examination, SRF examination. I have cleared UGC net with the JRF as well as ASRB net in agricultural extension. Okay, so this is about me. So we'll start with the management chapter. Okay, I think in the last class we have, or last session we have taken the training and the main schemes and all, because see, it's not in the correct order of the chapters which I used to take like in generally in the whole master course in 1 year period of time, but the chapters are combined so that it fixed within a 2 hour time frame, and it will be like some conceptual portions and some factual memories are combined together. So today's session also management there are certain things, theories and all that you can remember like in a conceptual basis, but in ICT and farm journalism, as you can like as you know already, it will be more of factual information will be there. Okay, so there is nothing for me to explain more in that ICT or in farm journalism portion and all, but definitely I'll cover it. But management might be the thing that which is given a very point or like very short form in your textbooks and all, might be a little bit difficult for you to understand sometimes. Okay, so anyway we will go through it like very quickly. Okay, so starting from the management, the word, every time we will start with the word, right? So management also, it started with the French word manage. One second. French word manage, which means housekeeping. Basically here in management is a very big chapter, right? Like in the basics of management is like an entire course is there differently. So for extension we will be studying the basic components or like the basic things of management which we have to study in order to manage an organization effectively. Okay, so there are so many different definitions are there. According to Mary Parker Follett, management is the art of getting things done through people. Getting things done through people. So it's like a responsibility of how to coordinate the people, how to control the people, how to plan the works so that the effectively program, the organization is managed. Okay, the things, the achievements or the objectives of an organization is achieved at the end. Okay, so here what is the aim of managers? Definitely aim of managers is to create a surplus. We are talking in relation to an organization. Okay, so management, whether it is an art or a practice or a science, it is both an art and science. Why it is an art? Whenever we say a particular thing is an art, because there are certain skills involved in it. Okay, whether it can be management or anything, if we are saying if it as an art, I think in agriculture also we study that agriculture is both an art and science. Why? Because art means there is a practice, certain skills involved there, whereas it is also a science. Science because certain principles are involved. There are certain organized knowledge, certain methods, certain approaches, certain principles are underlying this particular management. Okay, so it's both art and science. And there are certain key persons that you have to remember. One is Frederick W. Taylor, or he is known as the father of scientific management. Father of scientific management. Whereas we have Henry Fayol, he is the father of modern management. Henry Fayol is the father of modern management. When we study the theories of management, this both will be discussed again. Okay, and then one more thing, that is Wilfredo Pareto. Pareto is the father of social system approach to organization and management. Social system approach. Okay. And then we will go quickly to the management skills. What are the skills needed to different types of managers? Okay. So, there are three levels, as you know. There is bottom level management, and the middle level management, and the top level management. So, which skills are necessary to whom? Who gave the different management skills? Henry Fayol, who is the father of modern management. He gave the different management skill. One is the technical skill. Technical skill means, see, now I am starting this YouTube live, right? So how to do that, how to keep the thumbnail and all this technical things, the procedures, the techniques and knowledge to do a particular thing. So definitely that will be needed by the managers who are working at the lower level, or like who are supervising directly supervising the workers who are doing it, right? So it is needed at the bottom level. And then we have human management skills. As the name indicates, human means there are certain like interpersonal skills are needed. It's not only like the doing the technical mechanical work, but also certain communication. Okay, it's okay if you don't want to do, you don't need to do, you can do it after some time. Certain skills are needed to like coordinate the people, right? So human needs are also skills are also known as interpersonal skills. That is needed at the most needed at the middle level managers. And finally we have the conceptual skills. Conceptual skill means very designing skills, like to coordinate everything. Always we say, when you become the very like the CEO or the head of the particular company or an organization, you have very less work, you don't need to do anything. Is that true? Actually, the coordinating every part of the an organization or every part of a like company is the most difficult task. Okay, you have to organize, coordinate different people at different levels. So that is the conceptual skill. So that is needed at the top level managers. So in the hierarchy of managers, when you go from bottom to top, your conceptual skills increases and technical skill decreases. Okay, so at the very top, the CEO or the head of the company need not to know like how to run an like YouTube live, like maybe the techniques involved he need not know, but he should know how many people are working, whether they are doing or not. These things he has to check. Okay, then we have the theories of management. Any problem? Okay. Theories of management. This is very important. We have mainly three theories are there: classical theory, neoclassical theory, and modern theory. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Under classical theory, we again have three types. Okay, so we have overall we have three theory: classical, neoclassical, and modern theory. First one is classical theory, under which again we have three theories, that is theory of scientific management, administrative theory, and bureaucracy theory. 3-1. Okay, so classical theory is like the basics of all the management theories. Okay, every theory that we are seeing now or like we are using now is stemmed from this classical theory. It's the starting one, 1900s to 1950, earlier time it started. So what is the theory of scientific management? So we already told the father of scientific management is F.W. Frederick W. Taylor. Okay, so here in the scientific management, think the people, the whoever working there, it is like the people or the employees, they are described in relation to the task to be performed. Okay, so scientific management, you can think about very scientifically acting certain things so that at the end the productivity or the efficiency should be maximized. Okay, so it aims at maximizing the worker capacity and profit. That is the like ultimate aim of scientific management. Okay, so the primary focus was on task, not on people. Okay, in scientific management, the primary task was focused on task. How to do the task, like how to do the task better. Everything was based upon that. Okay, it's also known as management by systems and such standard. For each employee, for each level, certain standards and systems. System means an organization of group, right? So everything is set. So people should work accordingly. So it was based on science, not rule of thumb. Scientific principles or science were used behind the activity or the actions in an organization, not the rule of thumb. Rule of thumb means like not the common procedure. Whatever being proven scientifically, that has been forced. So there are many proponents for theory of scientific management. Obviously, the major one is F.W. Taylor. So there are many books of F.W. Taylor, but the major one you have to remember is the principle of scientific management. Okay, and also there are other books, that is show management and testimony before the special house committee. These are also other books, but you should remember principle of scientific management. Okay, and then also Henry Gantt. I think you have already heard about the Gantt chart in project management techniques we studied. Along with PERT and CPM, we also studied about Gantt chart. So that is also in relation with organization only. Okay, so he also focused on the scientific selection of workers and like somehow harmonious cooperation. See, I have kept the exact term because even if you are not familiar till now also, most of the terminology like time and motion studies, harmonious cooperation between labor and management, these are the words that is used in the textbooks. Okay, so the chance is higher that they can use the exact words. And we have also Frank Gilbert and Lillian Gilbert, like the husband and wife were there. So Frank Gilbert was focusing on the time and motion studies, and Lillian Gilbert was focusing on the human aspects of work and like the task and bonus system. Okay, so for each task, how much bonus can be given and up to what point it can be given. So these kind of things. So whatever related with the task performing nature is dealt in the scientific management system. And coming to the administrative theory. Administrative theory means, see, these are the theory which is developed by practical men of action, means actually who are working there, the actual managers who are working in the organization. It like concerning whatever concerning with their actions, this administrative theory has been formed. Okay, so or the practicing managers. So what are the elements of administrative theory? Think in an administrative way. Okay, administrative, like in your college also an administrative like block will be there, right? So what will be doing? They have certain guidelines and all will be there. So they will be working according to that based on principles of management, concept of line and staff, that I think we will see later, the line workers and the staff workers and the committees, functions of management that we will see later. All these like basic contents will be certain guidelines will be followed in this administrative theory. So here the primary focus is on the management and the functions of management. So in administrative theory, they will be, rather than the task system or the performing system, they focused on the management and the functions of management. So who are the oh, I think I have not included, that's okay. And we have the bureaucratic theory of management. Bureaucratic theory of management, the father of bureaucratic theory is Max Weber. Okay, father of bureaucratic theory of management is Max Weber. So here, like in generally when we say bureaucracy, means there will be a proper structure will be there. Okay, so here the emphasis is given to the structure of organization. So in order to see, like if you are taking your college, there will be a structure, right? You will have a director, you will have a the head of the divisions will be there, different departments, under that teachers will be there, under that students will be there. So a proper structure will be there, right? So what will be the elements? The hierarchy means from the starting to the top, how the the works is distributed, like that. The hierarchy will be there, certain rules and regulations will be followed, and professional qualities, career aspects, like whatever related to the proper structure of the organization, that is dealt in the bureaucratic theory of management. Okay, so Henry Fayol is a proponent of that. He proposed 14 principles of management, like we already told. Like when we are talking about Henry Fayol, these were the Henry Fayol and Gulick and Urvik, these were the people who related with the bureaucratic theory of management. Okay, the father is Max Weber. Okay, Okay. So, Henry Fayol, he proposed the 14 principles of management and 5 functions of management. Okay. So, according to Henry Fayol, see, the functions of management is given by different people. Okay. There is one famous functions of management that we are studying is the post-Corb one, which is proposed by the Gulick and Urvik. Okay. Uh, yeah, post corp one is the famous one, but also there are other people also proposed functions of management, especially one among that is Fayol. He proposed 5 functions of management, that is POCCC: planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating and controlling. Commanding, coordinating and controlling, that was the functions of management proposed by Henry Fayol. Okay. And then we have Gulick and Urvik, they are also related with this bureaucratic theory, given post-corp. I think you all know post-corp: planning, organizing, staffing, directing. Can anyone say what is C and O? C and O are B. I think. Can anyone keep that in message? Okay, I will continue. Maybe it will take a time. Yeah, sure. CO means coordinating. What happens is, like, whenever students are thinking certain things, they will think what is C and what is O, they will be thinking separately. It's one thing. Okay, coordinating, reporting and budgeting. That is the 5 functions. And then this is about the classical theories of management. I know I will be a little bit rushing, but we have no other option. We will be rushing. Okay, classical theories, we are done. We have 3 theories under classical things, that is scientific theory, bureaucratic and administrative theory. Okay, so all what is common in all the classical theories? All of this is related with, yeah, thank you. People are responding. Okay, all of this is related to the functioning of the organization, or like increasing the productivity, how the task should be better, like made better, so that at the end product will be better. Everything is focusing on that. Okay, the structure, the function of organization and all. But here what we actually missed, there is people who are working there. So the psychological aspect and the individual aspects of people are not addressed. That is how the neoclassical theories have originated. Okay, considering the psychological and individual aspect of the workers. So that's why it is known as the human relations movement. Human relations movement. Okay. So there are 3 theories for, 3 elements for neoclassic theories. That is, one is the individual. Second one is the work group. Work group means, see, individuals are not working alone, right? So in directly or indirectly, they all will be working in a group. So individual, work group and participative management. It's like concluding or like including the participation of all the workers, how to manage the organization. Participative management. So there are 3 elements of neoclassical theory: individual, work group and participative management. Okay. So we have some names here. One is Hugo Munsterberg. Okay, he is the founder of industrial psychology, Hugo Munsterberg. And we have the very important one, that is Elton Mayo and Roethlisberger. You can remember the name, at least Elton Mayo. Elton Mayo is the founder of this Hawthorne experiment. Hawthorne experiment. Okay, so what is Hawthorne experiment? Yeah, Hawthorne experiment, actually what they did is, they wanted to check how the lighting will be affecting the performance of workers. Okay, the light which is like kept in the organization, how it will be affecting the workers working there. But actually what happened is, like, the workers go to know that people are looking at them and doing some kind of experiment. So irrespective whether they are changing the intensity of light, the number of lights and all, irrespective of that, irrespective of that, the people started working more. Okay, so what happened, they understood that when the people are getting noticed, like when they are getting to know that they are being observed, their productivity is increasing or it is getting affected. So that is the Hawthorne experiment. So initially what they are planning to experiment on the light basis and all, that didn't work, but actually but actually based upon, since they go to know that they are getting noticed, then the performance of the employees changed. That is the Hawthorne experiment. So that is like they understood that rather than the technical things like the light and all, the psychological aspects of the individuals also should be studied. Someone was asking some doubt. You can keep it in the chat box. I'll see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then we have the Abraham Maslow's hierarchy theory of motivation. Motivation theory by Abraham Maslow. I think you will be also know. He is also one of the famous proponent of neoclassical theories. Okay. Now, then we have modern theories of management. Modern theory is not like a single theory. It's like all the theories that developed after 1950s. Like started in 1950s, like after continuing right now, like the management by objective, total quality management, and all the new theories will be coming under this session. Okay. So here the system analysis of organization rather than the one person or the individual groups or like the technical system alone that they consider everything as a system and viewed the organization as an adaptive system. Adaptive system means there will be certain changes. They consider there are certain changes also undergoing in their organization. So the organization act as an adaptive system. They will adapt to the changes and work according to the demand, maybe according to the changes and all. Okay. And also they used certain mathematical or statistical models also in the modern theory. And now the very important one, that is the principles of management. Yes, someone was saying about the doubt. You can keep it in the chat box. Okay, Divyesh, I think. Yeah, you can keep it in it because there is a time lag between when I'm talking and the message is coming. Okay, so when you keep it without time lag, I can continue, and in between I'll reply. Okay. Yeah. So principles of management, we have 14 principles of management and each one is important. Okay. It is given by Henry Fayol and we will see 14 management principle. This is one of the important portion from management chapter. Okay. One is the division of labor. Division of labor, you know, like one person will be cutting the wood, another person will be assembling it, one person will be polishing. So it will lead to the specialization of work will be initiated by the division of labor. Okay, each person will be doing only one job regularly so that he becomes the specialized person, the expert in that. And then we have the authority principle. Authority is what? Authority is the power vested in an individual. And how it is differing from a normal power? Because it's the formal vestment of power. Okay, formal vestment of power. I am coming here and I am telling, like suppose if we are in a normal teacher student situation, I am telling to you that okay, all of you come and sit down. If I am a random person, you don't need to listen to me, right? But if I am designated as a teacher, means I am some recognition is there for my position, and because of the position I can tell you, you all sit down and you will sit down. Okay, it's like a formal vestment of that is very important because of the not because of the person, because of the position in which the person occurs, the authority comes. Okay, it's a formal vestment of power in a specific status or position. It's not a one person. When the headmaster or the HOD of the division, when he changes, the next person also will have the same authority, right? So it is according to the specific status or position. There is a zone of indifference. The people should differentiate between the person who is sitting in a certain, occupying certain position in a like for example, if I am saying there is a head of the division is there in a division, and there is a teacher also will be there. So as a student, I am entitled to listen to both of them. As a teacher also, to the head of the division also, I am entitled to obey. But also there will be certain things that I will listen only to the HOD. Rather than the teacher. So which means I know that there is a difference between in the authority kept by the teacher and the head of the division differently. Okay, so that is the zone of indifference. Yeah. There should be a balance between the authority and responsibility. Okay, so what is the responsibility? Responsibility is the obligation in the part of the subordinate to perform certain duties. That is the responsibility. So I should have certain responsibility to perform certain duties, and coming to the authority, there will be in the position, there will be a balance in that authority and responsibility. Okay. And then we have discipline. We'll go a little fast. Discipline means the employees and the managers, everyone should respect the rules and regulations. They should follow discipline in the organization. Okay. And we have the unity of command. unity of command, unity means single one, right? Unity of command means the employee should receive orders from one and only superior. Okay, I have two superiors, I have two teachers, and one is saying like you come tomorrow to attend a class, another is saying you don't come. So what should I do? I will be in a conflict, right? So same way, the in an organization, the one employee should receive command only from only one person, one and only superior. Okay, so what happens if the unity of command is violated? If what happens is, if the employee is receiving commands from different people, then the authority is undermined. Authority and undermine means, if I am in the superior position, my word is not the final one, so the authority is undermined. Undermine means less considered. Discipline will be in jeopardy, and order will be disturbed, and stability is threatened. Whole the structure of the organization will be collapsed if the unity of command is violated. Okay, then we have the scalar chain. See, what happens is like the other principles will be easier for you to remember. What confuses you will be the unity of command, the scalar chain, order. These kind of things will look similar actually when you are thinking in one area. Okay, so what do you mean by scalar chain? Is it getting stuck? Okay, scalar chain. Scalar chain, think that you are drawing a line with a scale. Okay, scalar chain, I used to think that. So scale, when you are drawing a line, which means it goes from the top to the bottom, right? So similarly, scalar chain is a line of authorities from the ultimate management position at the top, at the ultimate management position, to every subordinate position, to the each and every subordinate position. So it can be, it's not a straight line also, it can be like side by side lines also will be there. But when you take a single line, it will go from the very subordinate, it will reach up to the ultimate management authority. Okay, so unity of command, definitely unity of command is complementary to this principle, because if I want to receive only one command from an superior, which means that there will be a straight connection should be there from the lowest worker to the ultimate authority. Okay, and we have the unity of direction. That's why I said unity of command, scalar principles, unity of direction. These all may look similar to you when you are sitting in the exam. So when you are studying the principles, give a little more importance to this. Okay, unity of direction means and one head and one plan for a group of activities with the same objective. Okay, it means that like in an organization, suppose today in an grade there is this marathon classes going on. Okay, so this is the objective. Conducting this today's class is an objective. So there will be a content manager will be there. So he has to like make posters for you. He has to give timely advertisement for you, and he has to take my PPT. They have to modify it, and they have to arrange the timing, the classroom, and everything. So which means for a particular objective, there will be many activities will be there, but there should be only one plan and one head. One head will be coordinating all these things. That is the unity of direction, and it is related to order. Order means, yeah, order is here. Order principle says that the people and material should be right place in right direction. Or in order to like take this class today, the people should be there, I should be there, the who is editing the person, he should be there, the things also should be there, like the PPT or the projector, the camera, live stream, internet, everything should be there. So that is the order, and it is related with the unity of direction. Okay, and we have other principles. Subordination of individual interest. When you working in an organization, your individual interest does not matter. What is the difference between scalar chain and unity of command? See, exactly, I was telling these are complementary. They are no two different ones. They are complementary to each other. Unity of command says that I should receive only one command, command from only one superior. Okay, there should not be multiple superior who is commanding on one subordinate. That is unity of command. There is only one and only superior. Whereas scalar chains, it shows the line of authorities. It shows all the authorities, how the pathway of authorities goes from the ultimate authority to the lowermost authority. Okay, this is like in more of an action when you are functioning in an organization, or like some activities are going on. It's like a practical thing that he should get the commands or the orders only from one subordinate, like one superior. Whereas in scalar chain, it is more related to the structure of the organization, which shows the line of the, like if it is start from the director of an organization, it goes through the HOD and it goes through the teacher. Okay, this is the line of, it is a scalar chain or the line of authorities starting from the ultimate position to the lowermost position. Okay, definitely they are not very different, they are complementary to each other, but they are different. I hope you understood. Yeah. And then remuneration. Remuneration means the wage or the salary that is given, the compensation to work done. It should be fair with the work of the employees, then only they will be continue to work, right? And then centralization. Centralization, I think we already studied the Panchayati Raj decentralization system. So what is centralization? Centralization means all the decision making will be like condensed, or like it will be concentrated in the very few number of people at the top position. Okay, so the authority is concentrated only in few hands. And then we have initiative. Initiative means without the limit of authority and discipline, all levels of staff should be encouraged to make their own plans and execute it. There should be a space for every employee at every level to initiate certain actions. Initiative. And order we told. And stability of staff. See, I know that if I am working for only 1 year or like only 2 years or 5 years, whether will I put my 100% effort to that? The chance is very less, right? So the employees should get a like the surety for the long tenure. So the long tenure of the personnel in an organization should be like they should feel a job security, and instability of that will lead to the inefficiency in performance. And then equity. Every employee should feel that they are treated with the equity, justice and fairness. Okay, if I am feeling like they are only giving low wages to me, then definitely it will affect my working also. Okay, then we have the team spirit, or known as esprit de corps, a very important term, esprit de corps, which means the team spirit. The literally means in union there is strength. In any organization, when the people work together, if they get a we feeling as a group, then there will be more productivity. In union there is strength. Okay, now we'll see the functions of management. Okay, so actually whatever we are seeing, like whatever we are studying in the chapter of management, whatever you have already studied, it can be categorized under the functions of management. Okay, that's why I gave the heading of functions of management. Under this subheadings and subheadings, whatever you have studied will be covered. Okay, so that is actually the text is actually written, but when you read on, if you have read only the competitive books, like then the point and all, there is a confusion that you feel like you understood that point, but you don't know under which it is coming. Okay, so that's why I try to kept it in a form. Okay, first one is planning. So what do you mean by planning? Planning is a decision making process. Remember, planning is a decision making process. It actually, we are selecting certain activities. You are choosing among the alternatives to select certain activities for the functioning of the organization. Okay, so planning is basically deciding in advance what to do, when to do, who to do, and with what result it will be done. Okay, so there are 4 phases to the system approach to planning is a concept. In that, there is 4 phases are involved in the planning stage. Okay, so first we have to establish the goals and objectives. You can remember as OPPP, which means O for objectives. First, we should decide upon the objectives of the organization. And the second P is the policies. We should formulate policy. What is policy? Policies are the general guidelines that guides the thinking procedure. Okay, so after objective, then the formulating the policies to carry out this objectives. And the third P is plans. Developing intermediary and short range plans. Plans should be developed, and the final P is the procedure, detailed procedure. In order to carry out these plans, what should be the detailed procedure? Okay, so in our so the short range plan is to finish the rapid revision series by agreed it. So what should be the procedures? There should be certain like timeline should be there, and for that people should be arranged, and for that content should be taken in advance, and like the process should be made. So that is the detailed procedure. So this is the 4 phases of system approach to planning. Okay, so we talked about the plans. What are the different types of plans? We have 3 types of plan. One is the strategic plan. Strategic plan means the long run plans. Okay, long run plans means which provide the general guidance, which means I am saying to finish the social science chapter. So for example, I am saying to make you prepare for the 2026 examination. That is the strategic plan. Okay, so it's like a long run plan. Like just I am saying an example. In overall, if I am saying like the empowerment of the farmers, that is a 5-year, like the more than 5 years, that is a long run plan of the government, strategic plan. When it comes to the intermediate range plan means in order to carry out the strategic plan, these are the sub plans that is coming under the strategic plan, that is the intermediate range plan. Okay, so to carry out and coordinate the functions of the organization basically. So generally when we say the 5-year plans, FYPs and all, so these can be coming under the intermediate range plans. Okay, FYPs you can take. Generally this will be for a period of 5 years. Okay, then we have the short range plan. Short range plan mostly refers to the annual plans. Okay, annual plans to carry out actual work, and it will be very detailed, the short range plans. These are the actually the basic 3 types. These are one. Then we also have this contingency planning. Contingency planning means we don't know what will happen. If in case like we have assigned 4 members to take out the course for a grading. What if one member is discontinuing? Okay, one of the members is discontinuing, what will happen? So it's like then we will have a backup plan. Okay, it's like planning for possible future environment which are not expected to occur but can be occur at any point of time. That is a contingency planning. Okay, we are expecting that certain things can be occurring. It is not expected, but still it can be happening. So what should we prepare? What should we plan if any circumstances occur? That is the contingency plan. Okay, second function is the organizing. So organizing means it's not a single function. Many functions are involved that in organization. So process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed, defining and delegating the responsibility and authority, and establishing the relationship for enabling people to work harmoniously. All these will be including in the organizing. Okay, so we have to identify the content and the work task to be performed, and dividing or the delegating the responsibility and authority, and organizing everything together. So the work and the techniques and the technology and the humans all working together, so that at the end organization objectives is achieved. Okay, that is the organizing process. And coming to the organization, you know what is an organization, and there will be structure will be there, functions will be there, and certain rules and regulations will be followed in an organization. Okay, so at the end it will be focusing on achieving specific objectives. Okay, so there are types, that is formal and informal organization will be there. And in the formal organization, the intentional structure of roles will be intentional structure means each and every person involved in an organization, in a formal organization, it will be formally written, or like the formally established roles will be there for each and every members in an formal organization. Okay, there will be predetermined goals. In any formal organization, you take the your college, there will be predetermined goals will be there, and prescribed roles will be there. Prescribed roles, like it's not that something that is ascribed or something that you are coming with. The prescribed roles, for the head there will be certain roles, the teachers there will be certain roles. So prescribed roles will be there. Authority structure will be there, which means all positions will not have equal authority, and the top head will be having bigger authority, and the less like lowermost position will have another authority. And will be rules and regulations, and the formal organizations will be bureaucratic in nature. Okay, proper hierarchy will be there, structure will be there. And whereas in informal organization, it is like a network of interpersonal relationship that arise when people associate with each other to get like any like if any college group or alumni group, they are formed so that they want their juniors to be better performed. Okay, so that is like if there is proper rules and regulations, if they are not there, then it can be considered as an informal organization. It's a network of interpersonal relationships. Okay, and one term related to this one is organizational culture. So what is the culture of an organization? It's a general pattern of behavior, shared beliefs and values that members have in common. Say for example, um, people working in a hotel, like restaurant, they are working, but it's a very vegan hotel, say for example. So all the people who are working there, mostly they will be having a general pattern of behavior. They will be following that kind of lifestyle. They are maybe against the animal cruelty, or maybe they are against the use of any plants or like the dairy products and all. So they will have certain shared values and common beliefs will be together. It is applicable to every organization. Okay, then organization culture, like it's not a like a written vision or mission. It's not like that. It is a general pattern of behavior exhibited by all the members in common. Okay, so it is, but it is mostly associated with the activities of the organization. And then what is organizing, like in the process of organizing, what is involved? So it involves establishing an intentional structure of roles for the people. So first what we have to do, the identification and classification of required activities. We have to identify and classify the activities, and then the grouping of activities to attain the objectives. Okay, then assigning each group to a manager with the authority. So the delegation is happening in the organizing. Okay, so the assignment of each group to a manager with the authority which is necessary to supervise, and the provision for coordination horizontally and vertically. Like horizontally means among the people with the who are performing similar level of job, and vertically means among the students, the teachers, the head and all. At the vertically, how the coordination will be possible, all will be decided in this organizing procedure. Okay, and then we have the principle of span of management. Span of management means, see, if I am a manager, I have 10 subordinates under me. Okay, I can effectively supervise this 10 people. But what if I am having 100 people under me? Definitely, I cannot concentrate on each and every one, right? So that is the principle of span of management. So there is a limit to the number of subordinate a manager can effectively supervise. So that is why the different levels of managers comes. Okay, the lower level of lower manager will have 5 people under him, and the middle level of person will have 5 lower level managers. So the levels of managers came as a result of principle of span of management. Okay, and then there is scalar principles. Scalar principle, yeah, yeah. The clearer the line of authority from the ultimate management position to the every subordinate position. You can think about the scalar chain. Okay, scalar chain. Similar only, scalar principle means the more the line is clearer, the more the line of authority is clearer. So the responsibility of the each and every employee also will be clearer. That is a scalar principle. Okay, and then this is department. See, these are the terminologies that is related with the functions, okay, which I am discussing here. So first we saw the planning, and then we are in the organizing function. Okay, so these are the certain terms which are coming under this organizing function. Okay, and department, you know, in your college also many entomology department is there, pathology department is there, extension department is there. So how it is differing? So in any organization, a department is a distinct area, division or branch of an organization over which a manager has authority for the performance of specific activities. Okay, so the, like if you are taking in a college, the HOD of pathology division, he will be having the responsibility of taking all the courses related to pathology and conducting the research in the pathology field. Okay, that is a department. And certain terms are there. One is power. Okay, power means the ability of the individuals or groups to induce or influence the belief or decisions of others. That is the power. Okay, power and authority is different. Power, authority is a formally vested power, whereas power is like, see, like any person, say for example a politician. A politician, even though he is not in any like position of CM or something, also maybe when he say something, the people will be like get influenced by him. So that is a power. It's the ability of an individuals to induce or influence the belief or decision of others. I can influence the decision of others. So that is a power from my side. Okay, it can be in a like forcing, physically forcing, that also can be like considered as a power. If any like fight or like gunda head is there, which means by threatening the people also they can make the people do certain things, so that is also power. Okay, and then we have the influence. Influence means the informal way of getting things done. Influence is like we say that I can influence the people so that their behavior is changed, the informal way of getting things done. Okay, authority. Authority is the right in position to exercise discretion in making decision that is affecting the others. So I am telling that, okay, as of now we are having 10 mentors for this social science. I don't need that many, I can leave the 5 people, which means that is a decision that is affecting the others also. But I have the right, if I am the content manager, if I am the content manager, means I have the right to exercise certain certain activities which is affecting the others also. Okay, so this is the formally vested power in an individual for a position, that is the authority. And then responsibility, I think we already told, the assignment of work to the specific position. And then we have to see the power should be equal to the responsibility. The power which a position or the authority is holding, it should be equal to the responsibility. What happens if power is more than the responsibility? Then there will be autocratic leader, which means he don't do he don't consider the other things, he don't considering he is not doing his duty. Instead he is forcing others to do certain things. The power will be more, only the imposition of power will be more. If the it happens ulta, if the responsibility is more than the power, then there will be frustration. See, if I am a content I am a one of the mentor, if I have lot of work to do, like I have to make the ppt, maybe in case if I am I have to take all the classes, if I have to take take care of the other things as well, then I don't have that much power also to exercise. Then what happens, people will not be listening to me, then people will not be doing their duty, so that I have to do more work. So then that case frustration will be there. Okay, so if power is more than responsibility, then it will result in autocratic leader. If it is the vice versa, then frustration will be happening. Okay, and then how this pattern of distribution of authority in an organization. Okay, we already told about the line function and the staff function. So the line function means the superior exercise authority directly over a subordinate. Okay, so it's mm, like the when you are drawing the direct organizational chart and all, I think you know about organizational chart. Organizational chart, when you search in Google the organizational chart of ICR, you will get a chart will be there starting from the DG, then it will be DDGs will be there, then different people will be there. Okay, so it's like a chart which is showing the line of authorities. Organizational chart will be there. Okay, so if we are taking the superior which exercise authority directly over a subordinate, that is the line function that is happening here. Okay, so like in the direct in the hierarchy, what is happening, that is the line function, whereas staff function is advisory in nature and meant to assist the line personnel. So there will be certain people who is assisting the DDG in crop protection. Okay, deputy director general, there will be certain people who is assisting the DDG. So they what they will be doing, they are not doing the direct functions, instead they will be advisory in nature, which help to do the line person his works. Okay, so like different people will be there. For example, technical officers. Technical officers means deals with the technical matters. If I am saying that I am a line officer, okay, coming in the middle level or somewhere, so there will be certain technical staff will be there who will setting me up with this PowerPoint, setting up the camera, the YouTube live and all. Technical staff will be there. Okay, and then there will be officers. Officers who deals with the general administration. General administration means who is dealing with my, like say for example, payment. Okay, in college also you will have teachers. Okay, there will be an administrative section who is working on the payment of the salary to the teachers, or coming the bills and all, legal procedures and all, handling and all. There will be officers will be there, and office staff. Office staff means who exclusively work in the office and work for other staff and line personnel. Okay, okay, so these technical staff, officer staff and line staff, they all will have certain common things, like which is, we will say, like the office duty will be there, like the keeping the timetable and like the arranging the timings and all other things will be dealt by the office staff. Okay, so technical officers and office staff are coming under staff function. So all these people will be doing is assisting the line functional authorities. Okay. Okay. And then we have the decentralization of authority. Decentralization means the tendency to disperse decision making authority in an organizational structure. So decentralization is basically, decentralization is a broader term. Okay, it says the tendency to disperse the decision making at the lower level, like in Panchayati Raj and all we said, that is the same thing, decentralization. In companies also, in organizations also it is there. Actually, decentralization has many types under that, and delegation is one type of decentralization. Okay, delegation is one type of decentralization. We can say delegation means the vesting of decision making power in a subordinate by a superior. So it's like the decision making power can be delegated to a subordinate by a superior, but here the responsibility cannot be delegated. Even if I am doing the work to him, you can decide if any like if any police administration is there, I am telling my lower layer superior so that you can manage that particular Delhi area. Okay, you can manage whatever decision you can take, but that doesn't mean that if he is making any wrong decision, I won't be responsible. That is not happening. Okay, responsibility cannot be delegated. Whatever the superior does, the responsibility will be coming back to the topper, like the superior authority. Okay, so responsibility cannot be delegated in a delegation of authority. So why we are doing the delegation then? So decisions will be taken at the operational level, at the local level, the lower level, the decisions will be taken, and the necessity of the communication will be reduced to minimum. If everything is looking after me, then always there should be reporting should be there. I should give some circulars for them to like act, and they will be giving certain feedback through the forms and all. So this continuous need of upward and downward communication is reduced, and it stimulates the employees to create initiative and build up morale in them. Like they also feel like, okay, I can take certain decision. It is empowering them. Okay, so that's why we do the delegation. Yeah, we already talked about the organization chart. And coming to the next function, that is the staffing. Okay, staffing means the process of selecting, maintaining and developing personnel. Personnel, it means Personnel. Personnel means staff. Okay, staff. Developing the personnel in position to fulfill the organization objective. So, like if I am telling that I am taking classes on social science, I need certain people to to take care of the courses. So what we'll do, there will be certain applications will be coming. I will be selecting the people and then maintaining. It's not like you, okay, you got the work and you do. It's not like that. They will be keep on checking, like whether you need any assistance, do you need any help, can you do it on yourself. So maintaining the work and developing the staff personnel, developing the personnel or the staff. Also we have to, if I don't know how to make a PPT, then they will, in an organization, they will be giving training so that I know how to make a PPT, and then it will help me developing the personnel. All will be coming in the staffing. Okay, so it's basically the filling and keeping the filled positions in the organization structure. So the major activities are recruitment, promotion and separation. Separation is also involved. If in case if the employee is not performing well, then removing him or placing him in another department, that is also a part of staffing only. Okay, so one concept that is related to that is organizational conflict. Organizational conflict. So what is conflict means? Disagreement, right? So in organization, it is a part of organizational life. So there are a group of employees working together. So there is always a chance that there can be disagreement within the individual. It's not only among the people. Okay, within the individual. So I am working here, then I am thinking whether should my time is worth for that, whether people are understanding anything, whether I am doing work for a certain anything is happening or not. So within the person also internal conflicts will be there between the individuals and between individual and group and between the group. So all level, whenever humans are working there, if between me intra conflict and among the people and the group and the between the group, all this level organization can conflicts can happen. Generally it is considered as a dysfunctional effect. Generally what we will think, like if any conflict is happening, which means it is dysfunctional, it will reduce the functionality of the organization. Oh god, yeah. And there is cognitive conflict and affective conflict. Cognitive conflict, I think you can understand. Cognitive means it is related to the like the knowledge part and the analysis part and all. If it is a conflictive part, we can say it can be productive in nature. Okay, so for example, like in a class, if you are conducting a test, okay, test is happening, so different people are getting different scores. So if you got a lower score, there is a chance that I work according to that, and I try to improve my scoring. So that is a productive output after this conflict. But there is affective conflict, means it is affective, like emotionally affecting, which means it can be unproductive. Unproductive means like it is affecting me mentally. Okay, I go to that, okay, always they will be getting higher marks, they will be getting like a high appreciation from the teachers, nobody is caring me. If that affective or the feelings are getting involved, there is a chance that it becomes unproductive in nature. And then we have another one, that is the leading. Okay, leading. Leading is the process of influencing people so that they will strive willingly and enthusiastically towards attainment of the organizational and group goals. Okay, so in this leading, it's like you are leading a group of people so that they themselves feel that willingly and enthusiastically they themselves feels towards attainment of the particular organizational goals. Okay, so the major component in this leading is motivation. Okay, motivation. We have to, as in an organization, if you are working as a manager or as a supervisor, I have to motivate my employees so that they work better. Okay, so motivation is derived from a Latin word movere, which means to move. To move, which means to start some actions, to work, to start working, whatever we are giving, that is the motivation. So human motives are basically based upon needs. Okay, so if only there is a need, there will be the motive will be there. I want to get the first rank in social science PG exam, so that is like a motive to me, right? So that happens because when you felt need, when you feel the need to get the rank, because when you get the rank, then only you will be getting admitted to the like good colleges and all. So that is the need. So based on that, you will have a motive to study more, right? So basically, like different types of needs are there. One, we can say the primary and the secondary needs. Primary needs are the one which is like the biological needs, we say, which is the need to sustain our life, like the physiological need. I need water, I need food, I need shelter. These are the primary needs. Whereas we have secondary needs, like after sustaining this, after getting the primary needs, we start, okay, I will have the status. If you are born in like certain family with a particular economic status, and then you will have the need to maintain the particular economic level. So that is lead to the self-esteem or the status level. Okay, that is a secondary need. That is not necessary, but like coming in a like social setting and all. And the important one is intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation will generate from within one's own self. Okay, I want to serve the people. That's why I became a doctor. So that is the intrinsic motivation, something that generates from one's own self. Okay. And what is extrinsic motivation? Extrinsic motivation generate from an artificially induced incentive. Okay. Say for example, I'm saying if I get the first rank in social science examination, then I will get a gold medal or something from the college. Okay. So that is an extrinsic motivation. Why? You are aiming for an exterior one or the artificially induced one. You will get the attention of all the people, you will get the medal from the college. So before that, you want to work to get that rank. Okay, so that is an extrinsic motivation. Motivation theories are one of the very important one. One second, I'll have some water. Yeah. Coming to motivation theories, there are so many motivation theories are there, but there are few things that you have to remember and understand. Okay, sometimes it is not no more like who proposed this, in what year it came, nothing like that. Most of the times they will be asking some questions within the theories only. Okay, so it's not like the old times. Okay, like see, I think before 2020, 2020, and before that ASRB used to conduct this JRF examination. At that time so many direct questions were there, like who proposed this, what was this theory, like direct questions were there, only objectives were there. But after this NTA started taking this JRF examination, then after that the questions are very in depth, the assertion reason questions are more, statement questions are more. So if you don't know even one concept, or if you don't know what is X meaning, theory X meaning, then you cannot answer, maybe you cannot answer the entire question even if you know all the statements also. So that's why it's very important, rather than taking the small bits, like in bits of information here and there, you have to read the textbooks. Okay. So anyway, coming to the motivation theory, first one is theory X and Y proposed by McGregor. McGregor has proposed theory X and Y. So it's like two set of assumptions, theory X and Y, about the nature of the people, how the people will be working in an organization. Okay, so theory X says like people generally don't like to work. Basically, it's like that only. They are saying theory X says that generally average human being have a dislike to work. Okay, so they will be pessimistic in nature, static and rigid. Like what they always will, pessimistic means they will believe that something negative will happen. They're pessimistic, nothing will go wrong. Like you also in a, when you plan a trip, you will have a friend, no, that who will be telling like, oh no, it will be, nothing is there to see. Like when you go, there is a chance that last month somebody fell down and died, you don't go. So that is the pessimistic attitude. So in theory X people also that will be happening. Okay, static and rigid, they don't take up any changes and they don't change according to the situation and all. Okay, so what happens to these kind of people? Control should be externally imposed by the subordinate, by the superior. That is the theory X. And theory Y is that the exact opposite. People exercise self-direction and self-control, and they will be optimistic in nature. Optimistic is like whatever happens, it will be a good cause. That thought of having a positive thinking, that's the optimistic, dynamic and flexible. They will be changing and adapting to the changes. So what happens in this theory, I'll say, generally, you know, that is theory X is one, this one, and theory Y is this one. What happens? They will ask who is the pessimistic, static and rigid, option X, option A, Y. That time you will get confused. Oh, it is Y or it is X. Don't get confused. What I used to remember is like X is like into mark only, right? How you write X, it's like an into mark. So all the negative things you can keep to this kind of X people. Okay, the pessimistic, static and rigid. Whereas Y like is the opposite one, will be positive and like optimistic and dynamic people. So here the control will be internal, self-control and self-direction will be there for theory Y, whereas external control should be imposed in the theory X. And then we have the hierarchy of needs theory, the very important theory given by Abraham Maslow. Okay, as you can see, there are 5 levels of hierarchy. Hierarchy means one after the another, in a like from the top to bottom, one like structure will be there. So we should start from the bottom, that is the physiological needs. Physiological needs means, yeah, the food, water, the warmth, the rest and all will be coming in the physiological needs. And then there is safety needs. Safety needs means security need, or like the protection from the shelter and all will be coming in the safety needs. So actually here in the Abraham Maslow says, once you fulfill the basic need, then only you will go to the next need. Okay, so once you get the physiological need satisfied, you get the food and water, then only you will be thinking about the next one, that is the safety needs, where I will sleep. Okay, and then if you got that, then you will go to the belongingness need. Belongingness means the intimate relationships, having a friends in the society and all, that is the belongingness stage. Okay, and then there is esteem needs. Esteem needs means related to the person, the self-esteem, the prestige, a feeling of that accomplishment will be there. Okay, I am an entrepreneur, like I got a certain status in the society. So that is the feeling, that is the esteem needs. And then finally, the self-actualization. Self-actualization basically means according to each person it will vary, and for a person what he has to be achieved, like what is the ultimate satisfaction for him, that is the self-actualization. We'll say the nirvana, achieving the state of nirvana. Okay, like I got what I can do, whatever I need, that is all done in this stage. So that is the last stage in the hierarchy of need theory. Okay, and then there is ERG theory given by Clayton Alder. For ERG means existence, relatedness and growth need. Existence, relatedness and growth needs. That is all actually similar to the Maslow's theory only. Some stages are like combined together. ERG theory and motivation hygiene theory by Herzberg. Herzberg's motivation hygiene theory. So there is two factors are there. It is also known as the two-factor theory of motivation. Okay, other names also they can ask. Motivation hygiene theory or the two-factor theory of motivation given by Herzberg. Herzberg theory. Okay, one is hygiene factors, or it is also known as the dissatisfier or maintenance or job context factors. Hygiene factors and motivators factors. Here also you know that there are two factors are there, but you don't understand, you don't remember which factor will come under which. Okay, you can just think hygiene. When generally what we say about the hygiene things, like your environment, right? So when you are sitting there, you will say, oh, the room is not hygienic, it's not clean, like that you will say. Similarly, hygiene factors just it is just to remember only. Okay, hygiene factors here is also known as the job context factors, which means the everything that is apart from the content of the job. Okay, you are actually working as a teacher, so apart from the teaching content and methods and all, whatever is coming, so for example the status related to that, the interpersonal relationship you are having there with other people, the quality of the supervision, how much they are looking at you, and the job security, and all these factors are related to the hygiene factors. Okay, so this is the hygiene factor, whereas motivator factor, the second factor is motivator, or the opposite one, the satisfier or the job content factor. Okay, this is the job context, this is context, and this is content. That is the difference. Okay, so it is related to the achievement, recognition, challenging work, advancement and all. Okay, so the existence of motivator fact will yield in the satisfaction. Okay, what is happening? What is related with the hygiene factors? Hygiene factors. See, when I am coming to like take class, if this room is clean, means it will not improve my productivity. But if it is not clean, means it will reduce the result in a dissatisfaction. Okay, so the existence does not motivate the satisfaction, but if it is not there, means it will result in the dissatisfaction. That is the hygiene factor. Okay, and we have this expectancy theory, and there are certain other theories also. I'll just have the names. Expectancy theory by Victor H. Broom. You can think of this equation, that is force equal to valence into expectancy. Force means the strength of the person, motivation. We are assessing motivation. This is motivation theory. Okay, force means motivation. What do you mean by valence? Valence means the strength of an individual's preference for an outcome. How much I want that to happen. That is the valence. And expectancy means the probability that this particular action will lead to a desired outcome. There is an expectancy means like if I study 2 hours every day, then it can be, I can remember the concept clearly. That is the expectancy. Okay, so the motivation is a result of the valence and expectancy. And then there is equity theory by Stacey Adam and needs theory of motivation by McClelland. This is also important. Okay, McClelland's 3 needs are there. I think you remember the N power, the N achievement, and N affiliation. Power means, need for power means influence and control, the need to influence and control over others. That is a need for power. Whereas need for affiliation, affiliation means coming to affiliated with one thing. The need for the relationships and intimacy. And finally, the need for achievement, the desire for success should be there. Always, I think in entrepreneurship, the most important need is need for achievement. Okay, in entrepreneurship. And finally, I think this one is controlling the measurement and correction of performance in order to make sure that the enterprise objectives and plans are accomplished. It is the like measurement and correction, that is a controlling function. Okay, so the Siamese twins of management are planning and controlling. First we have to plan, and then it is also we have to make sure, we have to measure the work and make the correction so that the plan is attained or not. That is the controlling. Planning and controlling are the Siamese twins of management. Okay, so plans are the yardsticks. Yardstick means like the proper benchmark or the mark against with the manager's device control. So how will I say that I am controlling? Because I know there is a plan. So I have to finish this class within 2.5 hours. That is my plan. Okay, so whether the manager will be controlling me after 3 hours, he will come and say, you told that it is 2.5 hour class, then why you are after that? Okay, so that is a controlling, because the plan will be the yardstick against which managers use devise the control. Okay, and then there is different terms associated with that. One is critical point control. Critical point means uh, in this plan, not all the performance will be assessed. Okay, there will be certain critical points. It can be the time, it can be the content. There will be critical points will be assessed, and that will be measured. Okay, and then benchmarking. Benchmarking means here the goal or the criteria of like evaluation, it will be some best industry practices. Okay, so in general, like in all the classes, if it is like 2 hour for the optimum concentration and all, if that is the thing, then that is the benchmark for the criteria to measure. Then they will be assessing my performance against that. Okay, control is usually perceived as a feedback system. Generally it is assessing, okay, so that at the end you will understand what has to be changed. So it's working as a feedback system. And budget is a control mechanism. Budget is a mechanism of controlling. Okay, so in what do you do in a budget? Budget, the formulation of plans for a given future period in numerical terms. Numerical terms, in monetary terms. So numerical terms, the plan will be devised. That is a budget. So it is a control. Budget is a control device. Okay, and there are certain related concepts also will be there, very few. One is the management by objective. I think the most of the time the question came, who proposed the manage of like objective, management by objective, like who is the founder? That is Peter Drucker. Okay, so it's like a system that integrates many key management activities in a systematic manner, and like directed towards efficient and effective achievement of organizational and individual objectives. So objective is the key here. Management by objective. Individual and organizational objectives are efficiently and effectively achieved by a certain set of activities. That is the MBO. Okay, so it has a basic philosophy of self-control and self-direction. People all will be understanding the objectives, and then they will be working. Okay, and then we have the total quality management, or the TQM. I think you might be all seen this sentence. Okay, providing dependable and satisfying products and services, or products or services that are fit for use as well as conforming to the quality requirements. When I was studying, actually, I didn't know that what do you mean by this Deming, Crosby and Juran and all. Actually, later I understood that this is actually the people who is giving the different definitions of this total quality management approach. Okay, so these are the different dimensions. It's not like a hard and fast definition. So this Deming has like focused on the providing satisfying products and services to the customers, whereas Duran was focusing on the products that are fit for use regarding the quality of the products, whereas this Crosby was focusing on the conforming to quality requirements, the customers need and the requirements of the quality, how the activities should be directed. Okay, so that is about the total quality management. Remember the people Deming, Crosby and Duran, they are related with the total quality management. And Johari window, I think you all know the Johari, Joseph Luft and Harry. This Joe and Harry together coined the term Johari window. Joseph Luft and Harry Lingam. So it's a graphic model of awareness in interpersonal relation. In management, this is also we are combining. I think I have covered this portion in psychology. Okay, so just think known to others, not known to others, and this it's like a like quadrant will be there, known to self and not known to self. So what happens is in each arena. Okay, in the first spot, it's known as the arena, whereas everybody knows everything, like whatever I know, the other people also know the qualities. Whereas coming to the second quadrant, that's a blind spot, that there are certain qualities that is known to others but I don't know, that is the blind spot. And then there is third one, that is the facade. It is known as the facade. Okay, I don't know whether you can see facade, which means there are certain qualities that I know but others don't know, that is the facade. And then we have the unknown arena. Unknown, fourth one is unknown. Unknown means I also don't know, others also don't know. So when you are doing this Johari window like analysis, you will understand what are the things that is lacking or can be modified in your interpersonal relation. Okay, I think it has been a little bit lengthier. So this is all about management. Definitely, it's very difficult to combine in 1 or 1.5 hours. Still, I think I took more time because that is the conceptual part where I can explain so that you will be understanding. Still, if you have any doubt, you can ask. You can ask me personally also, like in through the platform also you can ask. You, if you are taking this mock test bundle also, I think the PPT will be available with that. Okay, and then yeah, coming to the ICT, the thing is there are so many terminologies are there that you have to remember in ICT. Okay, the many things which is related to the starting of this ICT, that also you have to remember. Some things, these are the things that you are not like directly seeing actually sometimes. So if you are not a very techie interested person, many terms will be new to you. So just you have to remember certain things. Okay, so ICT means information communication technology. So three terms are there. Basically, this ICT is a combination of two things, that is IT and CT. So what is IT? IT is the information technology. Information technology means the technologies, the hardware and software used to store, retrieve and process the data. Store, retrieve and process the data. That is the IT, information technologies. Okay. And the CT is the communication technology. So whatever the electronic system involved in the communication of information among the two. So combining these two, we have the ICT. So ICT is basically a basket of technologies. Basket of technology. See, why we are saying it as communication technology? So basically in this communication technology, this is the electronic system that can be used to communicate between the people who are far away, in far away location also. Okay, so that's also involved in ICT. It's a basket of technologies which support in the communication of the people, not only in the communication but also storing, retrieving and sharing of information through communication. Okay, that is the ICT. So one term is extension over cyberspace or virtual space is known as the cyber extension or E extension. This is the basic thing that can be asked. Okay, and there are two people who gave different terminologies. The term IT is given by Jim Domsick. The term IT is given by Jim Domsick, and term ICT is given by Dennis Stevenson. This is important. Okay, the thing is, it has been keep on asking in the many net examination, ISRB net examination in the last 2-3 years it is asking. So like when it is repeatedly asked, even if it is a little tough for you also, it can be asked in the RF examination also. Okay, so the term ICT was given by Dennis Stevenson. And some like how this ICT system has evolved. The concept of computer was given by Charles Babbage. So he is known as the father of computer. I think you must have studied in the schools and all. The first programmable electronic digital computer is ENIAC. ENIAC is the electronic numerical integrator and computer. Electronic numerical integrator and computer. The thing is, recently ICT is very important. Like it is becoming much important in like India. Digital agriculture mission and all that is all happening. So the chance is more that they can be asked more questions from this portion. Okay, so that's why in the last I think airs prelims or something, they asked about this ARPANET, ENIAC and all. So that is like the more in-depth questions are coming from the ICT. Okay, so this is the first computer, ENIAC. Okay, and then there is ARPANET. ARPANET is like, we can say that's the start, like the first form of internet. Okay, if ENIAC is the first computer system, ARPANET is like the first system through which the computers are connected to each other. Okay, so ARPANET is, the full form is Advanced Research Project Agency Network. It is like based on, it started in US. Okay, ARPANET, Advanced Research Project Agency Network. So it is where the computer networking started. We can say it is the starting of internet also. Okay, ARPANET. So the first email has like sent through this ARPANET only. Okay, and then we have the father of internet, who is the Vincent Cerf, and the TCP/IP. There are there are certain protocols through which the communication happens through internet. Okay, so that is the TCP. TCP means transmission control protocol, and IP is the internet protocol. There are so many protocols are there, but these are the basic or the fundamental communication protocols that is used in the functioning of computers on the internet. Okay, and then we have the WWW or the World Wide Web, which is invented by Tim Berners-Lee. And nowadays we are much using the AI, right? Artificial intelligence. So the term AI is given by McCarthy. Okay, so what the other some questions statement can be coming is like, nowadays AI is much more in like working in all the areas, so it can replace the extension agents. Is that true? No. IT cannot replace the face-to-face contact between the extension agent and their clients. As we are saying, as in the audiovisual aids also we say, audiovisual aids are to assist the instructors, assist the teachers, not to replace them. The same thing, IT is to assist the extension agents, but it cannot replace the face-to-face direct impact that can create between an extension agent and a farmer. So, but there is certain problems of urban bias and information overload, these kind of things. See, just when you search in YouTube how to plant, like how to do rice farming, you will get thousands of videos by different people. Okay, and that is the information overload. You don't know which one is authentic, like how many you will watch. Like if 1,000 videos there, maximum 1 or 2 you can watch, right? So this will be certain problems also associated with that. These are the generation and the component of computer that is like involved in each generation. Okay, first generation it was vacuum tubes. Second generation there was transistor started, which is like a major changes change came in this computers. And then third generation the integrated circuits. And in fourth generation microprocessors came, which reduced the size. See, the initially this ENIAC and all was big as in a room, that is like a big room was full of a one single computer. Later this microchips microprocessor came, so that the laptops, pen tabs and all started to develop, right? The microprocessors. And the fifth generation computers are ultra scale integrated circuits and microprocessors started to use. Okay, and the important one in this chapter is the types of network. Network means how different components of like a computer or different computers are connected to each other. So there are mainly four types are there, starting from the personal area network. Okay, so within a small area, generally around a single person, like when you are, maybe you are listening this class in your mobile phone. Okay, so you have a earphone which is related with like attached to your mobile phone, and you may have a smartwatch which is like you will get in the notification in the mobile phone, and you have connected it to a speaker. So around a single person in a very small and confined area, all the connection, that is known as the personal area network, PAN, personal area network. And then we are going a little bigger, that is the LAN, local area network, or the intranet. So intranet interconnect the computers within a limited area, such as a university campus or office building and all, right? So it generally we say the radius is 10 meter to 1 kilometer. 10 meter to 1 kilometer area you will get this LAN. Okay, so the first LAN in India came in Ahmednagar in Maharashtra, and the many components which is needed like routers, Ethernet switches, Wi-Fi. This can be asked. Okay, Wi-Fi is an example of like local area, it's a part of local area network. Okay, hub, repeater and all, they are all are used for LAN. Okay, so it's also known as the intranet. And then we have MAN, or the metropolitan area network. Metropolitan area network, so this is a larger version of LAN. Many LANs combined, then we get the MAN, metropolitan area. So it's like a bigger area coming from 5 to 50 kilometers. And then we have the WAN, or the wide area network, WAN. So this is the actually one we can say that is like internet. Okay, like we all are getting internet, like the large area we can share a network. Okay, so it's a large network of computers and span large geographical area, that is example internet. And the radius will be starting from 100 kilometer to lakhs of kilometers. Okay, minimum like 1 lakh kilometer, up to that you can get the area under this wide area network. This is important. Okay, types of network you have to study. And then just understand about the artificial intelligence. What is it? It's a creative tool that simulates the human intelligence. Simulates means that mimics the human intelligence and ability to process by machines. Principally some computer system, robotics, digital equipments are all will be used. And why we are using AI to for analytical and decision making process. Okay, so I think you all use ChatGPT nowadays. So what is ChatGPT? ChatGPT full form is Chat Generative pre-trained transformer, chat generative pre-trained transformer. So as the name indicates, pre-trained means there will be certain information or the programming will be conducted so that it will think as a human will be thinking. Okay, it will be mimicking or simulating the human intelligence. AI can be used for decision making, and certain related terms will be there, which is very important. We'll just see one by one. One is the URL or Uniform Resource Locator, URL. So it's like a like address of a unique resource. Like when you type agriadic, there will be HTTP and all, like some code will be coming at the top, right? So that is the address of the given of a particular resource. That is a Uniform Resource Locator, URL. And then we have the hypertext. Hypertext is a method for presenting text, images, animation, sound, video that is linked together in a non-sequential web of association. So it's like a document containing words that connect to other documents, Okay, when you click in that hypertext, it will take you to another website or another image or like audio or video, something. That is the hypertext. And www, you know, World Wide Web. So it's an organization of hypertext documents containing all this text, images, multimedias and all. So it's known as the network of information resources. Okay, so when you click in a particular hypertext, it will take you to another document. So when many kind of that hypertext are combined, that is known as the World Wide Web. Okay, and then there is HTTP or the hypertext transfer protocols. So this is the basic underlying code of procedures. See, all the protocols related to the certain codes or it's like the guidelines which should be followed when you are clicking on something. Okay, see, the internet, if the LAN or the PAN and all is under your control, but the wide area network or the WAN or the internet is under the control of government. Why it is like that? Because it is it has it can have an impact the whole area wide or the whole nation wide, so that it should be regulated through certain like laws or like certain protocols will be there. Okay, and then there is website. What do you mean by website? It's the digital pages on www. The first page of website is known as the home page. When you search like agriadic, you will get a first page, right? So you will directed to a website, right? So the first page is known as the home page, and like different pages will be there. So in that you will get your like required informations. Yeah, and then we have, yeah, and then GUI is known as the graphical user interface. So it's a like how we should interact with the computer. Okay, so it's a computer program that enables a person to communicate with the computer through the use of symbol, visual metaphors and pointing device, like mouse and like keyboards and all. Using all this, how a person can interact with the computer, that is a GUI or graphical user interface. Okay, and then we have the portal or the gateway. Portal or gateway means starting or anchoring site through which users can connect it to a website by through to other websites. Okay, portal or gateway means there will be like, say for example, I'm saying there is a PM Kisan portal is there. So when it's like a starting site or an anchoring site, when you are clicking on certain links in that portal, you will be directed to other sites also. That's the portal. It's also known as gateway. Okay, and we have the web browser. Web browser means like you can think about your Google Chrome. So that is a web browser. It's a software application for retrieving, presenting and traversing information resources in the World Wide Web. Like means this is for to search for any information, to access any information, to like present any information. All you need Google Chrome, right? Same thing only. It's web browser. Many browsers are there: Google Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Mozilla, Opera, Komodo Dragon, Edge and all. These all are different web browsers. Okay, I think you know what is multimedia. Multimedia is nothing but different types of medias like text, graphics, animations, videos, audios and all will be different media elements are combining. That is the multimedia. Okay, then think about then some new things are there. That is, one is the blog. I think you know what is blog. Blog means actually it is combination of two terms, that is web and log. Web and log, that is this, that's how it came, blog. Okay, so this is like a personal or corporate website in the form of an online journal. You might be writing your diaries in a book, right? So similarly, this is an online journal. It can be personal or corporate. Okay, so with new entries will be appearing in the sequence as they are written, one after another, from the like the newer will be coming in the later sequence. That is the blog. Okay, and then we have the wiki. We know what is wiki. Wikipedia might be very familiar to you. I think nowadays you might be all relying on ChatGPT, but when we were in the UG and that time and all, ChatGPT was not there. So at that time we were completely depending on the Wikipedia. Okay, so what is wiki? Wiki is a collaborative website which can be directly edited by anyone with access to it. Okay, so it's like a collaborative website. Why Wikipedia is so so commonly accessible? How it is having too many topics? Because it is edited by all over the people in the world. Okay, it can be, it's like a prior editing system. So actually what happened, the wiki, regarding wiki, we know what is wiki, we know what is Wikipedia and all, but the question came, I think, in a net examination or something 2-3 years before. The question was, wiki derived from which word? Generally whatever the words we are studying, it will be Greek or Latin or French maximum, but the wiki came from a Hawaiian word. Okay, that is the catch here, Hawaii. If you don't hear it, you never heard it. But I also got to know like very recently only, like when I was preparing for a self examination only, this also came. But there is a chance that it can be asked. Okay, so wiki derived from a Hawaii word. Okay, so then we have algorithm. I think you might be familiar with the algorithm. What do you mean by an algorithm? It's a step-by-step procedure to solve a given problem. So there are certain many algorithms are fed into our computer. Okay, so that's why when you are typing 2 plus 2, the computer runs the thing through its algorithm and it will give the result to you. Okay, and how it is showed, that is showed through flowchart. It's a graphical or pictorial representation of algorithm. Okay, and certain short forms are there for you to remember. HTML means a hypertext markup language. This is the language that is used to make the websites and all. And HTTP hypertext transfer protocol. Yeah, and then ISP, Internet Service Provider. API, Application Programming Interface. You don't need to know much about this. Okay, it is just the short forms. It can be asked, cannot be asked, like we don't know. Just to have for your information, just have an oral look at it. And ArcNet. ArcNet is attached to Source Computer Network. And CDAC. CDAC is Center for Development of Advanced Computing. CDAC. Okay. And then the tools of cyber extension. There are many tools of cyber extensions. Mainly this has asked in our when I was writing JRF examination. This is the first time that this question came. What are the tools of cyber extension? And there were many lights. Yeah, there were many options. You want to check something? Yeah, okay. And we have the email, internet, www, interactive expert systems. These all are tools of cyber extensions. Okay, and then teleconferencing is there. And then in 1 year they asked what are the types of teleconferencing. There are, I think, I don't know, they I don't remember the exact question, but they were asking about a type of teleconferencing. So what is teleconferencing? It is basically an interactive group communication. Interactive group communication. Like see, one thing is, now you all are very much familiar about this Zoom classes or live classes. 1 second. Can I talk? Okay. Yeah. So teleconferencing, this is kind of a little bit older system. Okay. So you may or may not be can directly connect to it, but just try to understand. By teleconferencing means it's an interactive group communication through an electronic medium. The people can be in different geographic locations. Okay, so what can be the types of teleconferencing? There are 3 main types. One is audio conferencing. Audio conferencing means the verbal communication. Verbal audio means like voice, right? So the verbal communication that happens through a telephone with additional capacity of tele-writing and telecopying. This is an age-old system. Okay, you don't, I am sure that even I also don't connect to it directly, but still you have to study, because these were the systems that was used in the earlier time, and that was used for like extension purposes and all. Okay, so audio conferencing means it's like a telephonic conversation, verbal communication only, but there was a provision for tele-writing and tele-copying, like copying and writing the voice that whatever coming. And then there is computer conferencing. Computer conferencing means the computer based meeting involving exchange of voice and pictures between two individuals or groups. So at that time, voice and picture can be shared through computers, that is computer conferencing. And then there is video conferencing. Video conferencing means video information and pictures can be shared between individuals and groups. Okay. Now actually we are having all the like very advanced system with the real time transfer of video, audio, picture, images, everything simultaneously. This is not the situation that like whatever I am explaining, that was some system that is before time. Actually one problem with our extension syllabus is many of the technologies that you are using, not only this one but also many like the in audio visual aids also you might be reading about the diorama, opaque projector and all. These are many things that are actually obsolete now, like we are not using many of these now, but still since they were like one of the important things which developed through the process of extension, we have to study and it is still asking in the examinations. Okay. Okay, then there are certain things that you have to understand. These telnet gopher veronica, I am sure that you might have seen it somewhere in the textbooks. I also knew at that time, but I didn't go much deeper into that. So just have an understanding what you mean by that. Telnet and gopher, they are two protocols. Okay, we already saw about the TCP IP, like the internet protocol and HTTP and all. So similarly telnet and gopher, they were some of the older protocols. Some variations of it is using I think, but not as such, none of these are actually using it now. Okay, and telnet is a network protocol. It's like to provide bi-directional interactive text oriented communication. So it's a protocol that is used for communication between in two-way involving text. Okay, that is telnet. And then there is gopher. Gopher is also a protocol to browse and retrieve information from different servers, remote servers. Okay, it's a protocol to browsing of information, telnet and gopher. And then we have another one, that is Veronica. So Veronica is a search engine, like we were talking about the search engines like Chrome and all. So Veronica is a search engine for Gopher protocol. Okay, so Veronica is a search engine for the Gopher protocol. So it is used to search for Gopher menu items and then presenting the informations which is like which was using the Gopher protocol. Okay, so just remember telnet and Gopher are two types of protocols, and Gopher is a protocol used for browsing of information, and Veronica is a is a search engine which is used for Gopher. Okay, and then there is Archi. Archi is also a search engine. Veronica and Archi are search engines. Telnet and Gopher are two different protocols. Okay, these are different things like that is used much very popularly in the initial times. Okay. And then we have Usenet. Usenet is a worldwide distributed discussion system available on computers. So what is Usenet? Usenet, like just now, I think you can think about any FB post and all. FB page will be there, right? Some groups will be there. So what they will do, they will be putting like if any like Kisan group is there in an FB, they will be posting many relevant information regarding to that, right? Same only that in the initial time, that is the Usenet. It's a worldwide distributed discussion system available on the internet. So the collection of user submitted messages or notes on different subjects will be posted to servers on a worldwide network. So when you are entering into a Usenet, you can see many messages that is submitted by users on different subjects. You can get, just think about an FB group page. Okay, then you can, I think mostly you can relate. And then there is Usenet news groups. When I first listened the term Usenet news groups, I was thinking that is something related with the news, like some news will be posted and all. Nothing like that. It is like Usenet content which is organized into news groups, which means they are thematic discussion groups. Okay, so as we are telling in Usenet, many contents will be coming. So whatever contents related to agriculture, that is combined into certain news group. It's not necessarily a news. Okay, can be news group means they are thematic discussion forums. Thematic, under a particular theme, there will be discussions will be happening. That is the Usenet. Okay, and then DSS. What you mean by DSS? Decision support system. As the name indicates, DSS or decision support system. So it's a tool that support for decision making. It's like in order to take a decision, can be a cropping pattern, can be a cropping practice. So any decision that is supported by a certain tool, that is the decision support system. By analyzing scientific data, how it will help us to take a decision? By the inputs we are providing, by the programming it already has, whatever the information we already fed into that system, it will analyze and give a help us to take decision. That is decision support system. So there are many types. Decision support system is there, and expert system is one of the decision support system. Expert systems comes under decision support system. Okay, so what is an expert system? Expert system is a computer program designed to stimulate the problem solving behavior of an expert in a narrow domain or discipline. So it will be confined into a small domains or a small discipline. Okay, expert system on wheat means it will be helping us to take a decision in the area of wheat only. If it is on rice, it will be only for rice only. Okay, a narrow domain or discipline, expert system. So there are mainly three components of an expert system. One is the crop doctor. Okay, crop doctor means the diagnosing part, and then the decision support system, like taking the proper decisions. If this is a black spots are there, which means that it can be rust. If white spots are there, it can be this particular insect and all. Like decision support, the analysis and the decision making process component is there, and then the information system, like how it is given to that particular user, how it is showing, how the in like the advisory or the support is given to that end user. Okay, so there are many expert systems. Just to remember the important ones. Okay, we have the rice crop manager, which is developed by IRRI Philippines. I know every time students will be asking whether the crop doctor is there, whether it is this rice crop manager developed by manage or what. This is just look at the confusing one. Okay, IRRI Philippines has developed the rice crop manager, whereas rice crop doctor was developed by manage, and rice expert was developed by NRRI Cuttack. Okay, just understand the different ones. Rice crop manager by IRRI Philippines, and then rice crop doctor by manage, and rice expert by NRRI Cuttack. Okay, and then these are all related to rice only. And then we have ISRI, Indian Agricultural Statistical Research Institute is there in New Delhi. They have developed ExoVem. ExoVem is a wheat expert system. ExoVem. Okay, then Agri Dash and maize. This is also one expert system. And then Kerala, they have developed an Agrex. Expert system. Agrex is also for rice only. Okay, rice. Okay, and then there is crop pest DSS. Crop pest DSS, it is developed by World Bank NIP project under that. And then we have Calyx, and I think there is one Pomex also will be there. Pome is for apple and all. Yeah, that's it. I think you just to remember the important ones, that is by IRRI, Manage, and NRRI and ExoVem and all. Okay, and some ICT initiative that is currently going. See, there are a lot of means there are a lot of initiatives, especially nowadays after 2015-16 time period and all. There are a lot of initiatives which is under the rural development sector by government of agriculture, like Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Rural Development, or the private initiatives. Many mobile apps, many portals, many initiatives are there. So not only you, but for anyone it is impossible to cover everything, but we will try to stick to something that is new and it is repeatedly asked and all, so that you will be like there is a high chance that it can be asked. Okay, so what do you mean by MOOC? MOOC is a massive open online courses. The full form of MOOC is massive open online courses. So these are the free online. The name itself shows open online. Open means free to everyone. They are the free online courses available for anyone to enroll. So as this ICT improved, in the education system also it is like much improved. Okay, there are many MOOC courses enrolled, so that any people can learn many skills related to agriculture or any other. Okay, So you should remember Swayam. What is Swayam? Swayam is the study web of active learning for young aspiring mind. Swayam. Swayam is the first MOOC course in India. That is indigenously. In India only it is designed and developed. Okay, in 2017 it came. Swayam is the study web of active learning for young aspiring minds. Swayam. So it is developed by Ministry of HRD, Human Resource Development, and NPTEL. One time they in SRF they asked the full form of NPTEL. What is NPTEL? National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning. National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning. One thing you have to understand is nowadays the government is trying to integrate more technological advances in the our educational system, including agricultural education system and other common one also. Okay, so the question that any one of the question that can come in the exam is chance is very high. Okay, just remember that the Ministry of HRD and TEL and IIT Madras has together developed the SWAYAM. SWAYAM is important because this is the first MOOC course that is developed and used in India. And then we have AgMOOC. AgMOOC is the Agriculture Massive Open Online Courses. So it is developed by the Center for Development of Technical Education, IIT Kanpur and the Commonwealth of Learning. And they will be providing online courses for agri professionals. Okay, so it's like a duration will be there for every MOOC course. For this one AgMOOC, there is 6 to 8 week duration will be there, and it will have different classes. Okay, and each of these course will be delivered like 10 to 20-minute lectures. And Grameen telecommunication, you don't need to read this much. This is like anyone want to know more about that, you can get to know. Okay, Grameen telecommunication, this is one of the pioneering initiative and very successful model in the terms of this telecommunication models in the world. And 1997 started by Muhammad Yunus. He got Nobel Prize also for this one. So it's like he provided a nationwide cellular network throughout the Bangladesh. Okay, it's like there will be a telephone lady. Telephone lady is a term here. Telephone lady means any person who took a borrowed a credit from this bank. She became a telephone lady. Okay, and this particular lady, they will have a mobile pay phone business through which with a cheap cellular rate. So it one thing, it empowered the women. Okay, so through this small business, the women or the lady or the the women in that particular village, they will get assistance, the credit or the micro credit they will get in order to function a mobile. So it will be in a pay service. Any person can use that particular mobile from using that from that lady, so that they will be paying to them. So it's like an income to that women also. So it's a example of women empowerment program also. Okay, and one more thing is like it increased the communication in the farmers or in the rural village rapidly. And then they started this kiosk will be set up in this particular area. So that cyber kiosk. Okay, so through the cyber kiosk, the people can pay some amount and they can use certain information means it will be related to this marketing and the purchase of online things, and the information internet can be accessed through that. So one thing, it improved the situation of the people in the in the villages of Bangladesh. Also it lead to women empowerment also. Okay, just remember the name and the year. And what do you mean by e-governance? E-governance is the use of information communication technology by the government, civil society and political institution to engage the citizens to promote their greater participation in the process. It's like many programs are governed there by government, okay, by state government, by central government and all. So how we can make use of ICT so that it reach the people fast, and also the people can be better engaged in that program. Okay, so that is the e-governance, and there are many application. Important one is from Bhumi project in Karnataka in 2000. So it's basically a computerized land record kiosk. Bhumi Center, it's known as Bhumi Center. Bhumi, by Bhumi you can understand, like some people, I think you can relate, it means like the land. So it's related to the land record. The land recording, generally it was a very tedious process in the office and all. So it became computerized, so it became fast, people can access it faster. It started in 177 taluks initially. And then there is Gyan Doot. Gyan Doot started in Madhya Pradesh in 2000. So it's like a low cost rural intranet covering 20 village information kiosk in 5 blocks. Okay, so like many auction center rates, copies of land records, online registration of applications, and all were possible through this low cost rural intranet. Okay, Gyan Doot. That is started in Madhya Pradesh in 2000. And then there is CARD. CARD is Computer Aided Registration of Deeds. It started in Andhra Pradesh in 1998. 1998, Computer Aided Registration of Deeds. So, like Computer Aided Registration means land registration offices operate computerized counters to help citizens to complete the registration without like much longer and all. Okay. So, yeah, that is about card. And then we have friends. What do you have to remember? Oh, sorry. What you have to remember here is you have to remember the full form of that and in which state it has been implemented. That and sometimes they ask the year also nowadays in statements. This also comes. Okay, so just remember the full form and for basically for what purpose it is been used. Okay, friends means fast, reliable, instant, efficient network for disbursement of services. So it started in Kerala in 2000. So basically the current bill, the water bill, and like any examination fee and all, it will be in different place. People will have long queues and all. So this is like a online computerized system that you can pay your electricity, telephone, everything like in a computerized manner. That is a friends program. And then we have the e-Chaupal or the by ITC company, Indian Tobacco Company by 2000. That is one of the example of a successful private initiative, successful like the program that is implemented at the farmer level and all with the use of ICT. So, okay, it's a partnership model where the ITC is Indian Tobacco Company and the farmers and the Chaupal operators work in a like win-win situation. It's like each Chaupal is a kiosk. Kiosk means a like a small like your ATM booth will be there, no? Similarly, one booth will be there. You can access the internet there. Okay, so through the kiosk, the e-Chaupal, it is known as the e-Chaupal. Okay, Sanchalak also it is known. Sanchalak. Yeah, Sanchalak, I think Sanchalak is the person who operates the e-Chaupal or the kiosk. Okay, the e-Chaupal provides relevant and real-time information on whether the prices and news, customizing information in terms of knowledge and all, like direct marketing channels and all. So what happens is like the ITC set up this kiosk and also they provided the services also, the internet and the solar panels for like continuous electricity supplies and all, many things provided. And the one person will be maintained in charge of this kiosk and all. So what happens, farmers has to like can be use this kiosk in order to get the information, the middle, so that as a result the middlemen, the multiple labor cost and all, everything reduced. Farmers started to get cost like more income, and the some part of the profit, I think 2% or something of that cost will be taken by the e-Chaupal ITC also. So it's like everything for everyone it was giving a win-win situation. So e-Chaupal is considered as one of the most successful programs. Okay. And yeah, I think one time it asked about the crops also. In soya crops also this e-Chaupal was like initiated. Okay. And some of the ICR initiatives in ICT, and we have under the NAIP, National Agricultural Innovation Program, many ICT initiatives started. Okay, one is the Agropedia. Agropedia is an NAIP and IIT Kanpur, NAIP and IIT Kanpur National Agricultural Innovation Program. Okay, under that they had many initiatives that started in collaboration with the ICAR. One is Agropedia, NAIP and IIT Kanpur started in 2009. So it's a knowledge repository. Agropedia, it's like just think about Wikipedia. Similarly, Agropedia. So it's like a knowledge repository and social networking platform. The content of agriculture, it's all related to agriculture only. Okay, content organization, storing and sharing platform. That is the Agropedia. And also there is RKMB, Rice Knowledge Management Portal. Okay, Rice Knowledge Management Portal that is started DRR is Directorate of Rice Research in Hyderabad. They started RKMP or Rice Knowledge Management Portal. Okay. And then there is VKVK. VKVK or Virtual KVK. VKVK or Virtual KVK. Okay. So this is also started by IITK in IIT Kanpur. And for communication among various experts of KVK. So for the like smooth communication among all the experts in the KVK, the VKVK or virtual KVK started. And then there is National Agriculture Bioinformatic Grids. Okay, it's like many agriculture like education related many things happen under that. One is e-Granth. E-Granth is a digital access to the library resources. E-Granth is an initiative, okay, where you will get the digital access to library resources. And then e-publishing. I think you might be familiar with e-Granth, but you may not be listened to this e-publishing. E-publishing is also an open knowledge repository of agricultural research journals, that is e-publishing. Okay, so this is all related to ICR. Okay, don't forget, this is all related to ICR. Okay, e-Granth, e-publishing, and Krishi Prabha. Krishi Prabha is an Indian agricultural dissertation repository. Krishi Prabha is related to Indian agriculture dissertation repository. And then we have CIRA. CIRA is, anyone knows what is the full form of CIRA? I will wait for 2 minutes. CIRA, can anyone say the full form of CIRA? Yeah, this is basically consortium of e-resources in agriculture. Okay, CIRA means consortium of e or electronic resources in agriculture. CIRA. Okay, then we have Krishi Kosh. Krishi Kosh, I think when you just when you enter in MSc and all, definitely you will be using Krishi Kosh. Krishi Kosh is like you can get all the thesis of all the MSc and PhD that is completed from all the universities in India. Okay, if you want to refer to any particular domain, any area, you can get it from there. Krishi Kosh is an like it is like a repository of institutional intellectual asset, not only theses but also like many intellectual assets, like whatever the products of the research and all, that all will be recorded in Krishi Kosh. Okay, and then also we have AgriCat. AgriCat is a union catalog of library resources. And then there is NAHP. They can ask about the NAHEP also. NAHEP is a very like World Bank assisted program of ICR. I think it recently stopped the working, but still the NAHEP was one of the successful collaboration with the World Bank, and so many programs was happening under the NAHEP. So what is full form of NAHEP? National Agricultural Higher Education Process. Okay, National Agricultural Higher Education Process. So one of the few of the important one is Ekta portal. Ekta portal started in 2017. Ekta means Ekikrit Krishi Shiksha Tankiayan. Ekikrit Krishi Shiksha Tankiayan Ekta portal. Okay. And E-Krishi Shiksha. E-Krishi Shiksha. These are the two things that happened as a result of NAHEP initiative. Okay. E-Krishi Shiksha is an e-learning platform of ICR. This is asked in the NET examination. Okay. E-Krishi Shiksha. This is very important. This is an e-learning platform of ICR. Okay. And then there is many private initiatives also. One is e-Chaupal. E-Chaupal we already talked by ITC. And then there is iKisan portal. iKisan portal is a portal by Nagarjuna Fertilizers and Chemical Limited to give the market information, weather information and all. Also market and advisory services all can be given in iKisan portal. Okay. So what happens is like there are many things. iKisan, mKisan, iKrishi is there. So all the time people will get confused. Just think mKisan is a like both app and portal is there. Okay, mKisan. So mKisan app, I think app will be more familiar. mKisan is an app by Government of India. Okay, Government of India has initiated this mKisan app. Okay, this is also to provide the information to farmers regarding the market, real-time market prices, weather information, and advisory services and all will be provided in mKisan app. Okay, and there is one more thing, that is iKrishi. iKrishi. iKrishi is by TCS. TCS is Tata Consultancy Services. So iKrishi is an app developed by Tata Consultancy Services. The most important one is iKisan by Nagarjuna and M-Kisan by Government of India. Okay, don't get confused which one is private, which one is like government and all. These are all look very similar only. iKisan, M-Kisan, iKrishi and all. But understand there is a difference. Okay, and regarding the app, actually I think I didn't mention it. And since there are many mobile apps are there by Government of India for the farmers, and one is Kisan Suvidha. Okay, Kisan Suvidha. Suvidha is a very important app which is developed by Government of India, and there are certain app which is entirely for the climate advisory also. For example, Meghadood to provide the IMD warnings and all to the farmers and all. These all are some of the app. Okay. Okay, and one more thing you have to remember is Digital Green by Microsoft. And regarding the Digital Green, the important one is that they used digitized audio visual content. Okay, the learning or like the empowerment of the rural communities, that is emphasized and promoted using audio visual content through digitized content. Like they recorded the certain videos and then that is used for this people. Okay. And the last one is farm journalism. I think I am going a little bit out of time, but still farm journalism. Farm journalism is also like many memory based things are there for you to remember. Okay, farm journalism. So the farm journalism word started like evolved from the word journal, and the journal has evolved from the Latin word diurnalis. Diurnal means belonging to a day. Okay, belonging to day. So basically journalism deals with everything that belongs to a day, whatever happens in a day. Okay, so the word journal of journalism means daily. So basically journalism related with the activities that is happening daily. Okay, so journalism is a communication process involving the collection, editing and dissemination of information through different media. Okay, so it is also known as the fourth estate. It is also known as one of the four permanent pillars of democracy. Okay, yeah, and there are many. Oh, I think numbers are a little bit wrong, but it's okay. The types of journalism. What are the different types of journalism? One is the ambush photojournalism. I think we'll start from here. Okay, photojournalism means the thorough photojournalism happens through taking photograph of events, objects or situations and having some value and dispatching that with the proper caption and all. Okay, so that is the photojournalism. The word itself, it is there through taking photos of events or objects. Okay, and then there is yellow journalism. Yellow journalism is the as the name, it's not a used in a positive way, right? The term yellow journalism means it's a use of lurid features and sensationalized news. Sensationalized means only to get the catch the attention of the people. There will be certain like news will be coming, like every time regarding the celebrities and all, many news will be coming regarding their marriage, their personal life and all. So it may not be about any fact and all, it can be just to get the attraction of the people. Okay, and it lacks credibility or simply jaundiced, like it is we cannot trust it. That's why it's known as the yellow journalism. And then there is ambush journalism. Ambush journalism means aggressive tactics practiced by the journalist to suddenly confront and question people. When is some court and all, if something is happening, when the advocate comes after, then people, some reporters will be suddenly attacked, like they will be asking questions so that in an aggressive way, so that they will get something out of it. Okay, and then there is development journalism. Development journalism means what is happening over time. Okay, it's not about a one person thing, but it is about what is happening over time, not at this present, but through this time. Say for example, this NAHAB program came, so over time, over the 5 to 10 time period, what happened, that's a development journalism. Okay, and then there is interpretative journalism or reporting. So interpretative, that name indicates, interpretative means the reporter not only writes the news, but he is also the orator. Okay, he interprets why it happened, how it happened, what happened and all. So he publishes news in such a way that the readers are motivated and enthusiastic to adopt any new technology, especially in case of extension and all, it can be used. So it is very explained in an attractive way so that the people want to take up to the news. And advocacy journalism. Advocacy journalism that intentionally and transparently adopts a non-objective viewpoint for some social or political purpose. Advocacy journalism. Okay. Like any biasness will not be there. And then there are certain types of like journalism. One is the features or feature story, like that we'll say feature story. Okay, so it is expected to give background to the news, which includes analysis, explanation and discussion. Okay, it's like a longer one. Okay, background to the news, like why it has happened and how can be it is happening, what can be the explanations and all will be included in the feature. So it's a longer piece than the news and often in a greater depth than a news story. Okay, news in a newspaper, if you're taking a news, will be in a limited column, right? So in feature story, but I think in the weekends and all, weekend edition of newspapers and all, feature story will be there. It will be like entire page will be there, much in-depth analysis will be there. Okay, coming to the news, that is very important. News, you know, there is hard news and soft news. Hard news means the consequence of that particular event will be very important. For example, any war is happening, any calamity happened, like any massacre is happening, in any shooting is happening. So man, the consequence will be like widely acknowledged by everyone. Okay, so that is the hard news. Whereas soft news is the news which is dealing with education, employment, science and technology, nature, environment, like sudden consequences not there. Okay, so according to Behrens and Evans, there are 6 ingredients that determines the news worthiness of information. Okay, timeliness, nearness, consequence, human interest, prominence and editorial policy. These are the 6 ingredients. Okay, and then there are certain tense you have to remember. Straight news is written in past tense, like India won the match with England. Okay, so that's the straight news. And then there is trend stories, that is written in present tense. India is winning in the tournament. If it is about a tournament that is between India and England, then it will be like India is winning. Okay, so that is a trend story. And then news story should be written in an inverted pyramid style. Inverted pyramid style. So here, this is the inverted pyramid style. So here, the top and the most like bigger part is the most newsworthy information, because what happened, where happened, why it happened, like how it happened and all. That is the most newsworthy. And then the less important details. Okay, like what can be the reasons and all. And the last part, there should be other general information. But recently in this region, some things have been happening. Okay, so the most important thing should be kept at the top, that is known as the lead. Okay, so the structure of inverted pyramid body, there are 3 things: the lead, body and the tail. Lead, body and the tail. Okay, so lead will have the most important news, and the headline is known as the show window of a newspaper. And media, there are different types of media. Is there print media, which include newspaper, magazine, books, banner, brochure, flyer and all. And then there is electronic media, which includes the video, audio, written content, like everything will be involved in the electronic media, like for example television, radio, movies and all. Okay, and then there is internet media or the web based media. You can think of any of your social media, Instagram, Facebook and everything that fundamentally relies on the internet, which need internet to run. That is the media. Okay, and certain newspapers that you have to remember. The first newspaper of India is the Bengal Gazette, started in 1780. It was a weekly newspaper which started by James Augustus Hickey. Okay, very important. First newspaper in India started by James Augustus Hickey. And there is first daily newspaper in India, that is Calcutta Journal or Calcutta Chronicle, started in 1818 under the editorship of James Silk Buckingham. So he is known as the father of Indian press. James Silk Buckingham. Okay, he was the editor of the first daily newspaper in India. The ever first newspaper in India was Bengal Gazette, and the first daily newspaper in India was Calcutta Journal. Okay, so this Bengal Gazette is the only one that first published news on agricultural news also. Okay, and the first language newspaper other than the in the first local language, the first language newspaper is Samaja Darpan. Okay, it started in Bengali in Bengal only, 1818, Samaja Darpan. Okay, and what is a journal and magazine? Journals are scholarly periodicals. Scholarly periodicals. Scholarly means for the scholars, students, and for that purpose, scholarly periodicals aimed at researchers or specialists. Okay, like Indian Journal of Extension Education is there, Indian Journal of Rural Development are there. So they are aiming for researchers or specialists. Whereas magazine are periodical. Periodicals, this, see, the news, journal, magazine, they are all are commonly known as the periodical. Periodical means the one which is published periodically, anytime. It can be daily, it can be weekly, it can be monthly, yearly, and biannually, anything. Okay, so magazine is a periodical aimed at the general public, which contains news, opinion, and personal information. That is the magazine. Okay, and there are certain things that you have to remember. First farm journal in the world, first farm journal in the world is Gazette du Commerce, started in 1763 in Paris. And the first extension journal in the world is the Journal of Cooperative Extension Services. Journal of Cooperative Extension Services, the first extension journal. Okay, and then the first Hindi farm journal is Krishi Sudhar, very important. First Hindi farm journal is started in 1914 in Agra. Okay, and Agriculture Journal of India, Indian Journal of Agriculture, Agricultural Journal of India was published by ICAR. ICAR publishes many journals. Okay, Indian Journal of Agriculture Sciences, Indian Journal of Animal Sciences, Indian Journal of Dairy Sciences, Falful, and many of the journals were published by ICAR. Okay, and then we have the first regional farm journals, that is Zameen Dyod. First regional farm journal is Zameen Dyod, started in 1923, and the first farm magazine published in Hindi, that is Kheti. Kheti is the first farm magazine published in Hindi. Okay, so this is like you have to remember. It might be a little bit disorder also when you're reading this Instant Extension Education by Shruti. I think some of the quarterly, monthly, and all, it can be, you can see it there. But this is some of the few things that you anyhow you have to remember. Okay, and the first quarterly magazine by ICAR, that is Krishi Chayanika Journal. Okay, and there is one newspaper that is edited, not only one actually, the newspaper edited by Mahatma Gandhi was Indian Opinion, and that is started by Mahatma Gandhi was Harijan Sevak, Harijan Bandhu, and Harijan. Okay, these are the three started by Mahatma Gandhi. He was editor in Indian Opinion. And in general, if we are saying the coverage of agriculture news in any newspaper, the coverage in general, if we are saying, it is 3 to 5% only. And the National Press Day is on November 16th. If you like study all the magazine, all the journal names and all, they will be asking the National Press Day like all on a sudden. So that is November 16th. Okay. Yeah. And coming to radio, we have covered the newspaper and the radio. Radio is an electronic audio medium. As you know, that it is very important in like Indian rural conditions. Okay, audio medium for broadcasting of programs. So the things you have to remember, one is it's an audio medium, only voice, and broadcasting is happening. Okay, in India, the first radio broadcasting started from Mumbai, and like even before this Indian broadcasting starting and all, before that, one Bombay club or something was there. So they started the first radio broadcasting ever. So that is started in Mumbai. Okay, from the government point of view, the Indian Broadcasting Services, that started in the year 1930, Indian Broadcasting Service. Okay, and then it is changed, modified, and changed the name into All India Radio in 1936. Okay, and then the name was again changed into Akashvani in the year 1957. So the years are very important. Indian Broadcasting Services started in 1930. All India Radio started in 1936. and then the AIR changed its name into Akashvani in the name year 1957. Okay, and this is also, these all were like very important programs only used to published through radio, whereas Vivid Bharati came into existence not only for the main programs but also for music's literary purposes and all. It started in 1957. So that is also one of the very important achievements in Indian radio. Okay, now AAR, this Akashvani is the biggest radio like broadcasting platform, operating in 23 languages and 146 dialects. Okay. So regarding the radio delivery rate, so the effective rate of delivery is 120 to 140 words per minute, and for um, considering the style of presentation for farmer, group discussion is considered as the best method. Okay. So there are certain programs that is important to us in agricultural extension regarding the AAR or the radio system. Okay, one is the farm and home units. Farm and home unit started in 1966. So whenever you listen about the 1966, remember the Green Revolution or the HYVP program. Okay, so farm and home units that started in 1966. So it was started to specifically communicate in agriculture and related technical information, especially aiming to rural women, rural youth and rural children and all. Okay, so for the information related to agriculture and related technical information, the average duration was 60 to 100 minutes per day. Okay, so this AAR, the farm and home units of Akashvani started to support IADP, Indian Agriculture District Program, and HYVP. HYVP is High Yielding Variety Program, especially for this HYVP promoting and all. This farm and home units of AAR has started. Okay. And then one more program, that is the Farm School on Air. Farm School on Air started in the year 1973. This is also farm school, like like the information regarding the agriculture, but it is started through like broadcasting through All India Radio. Okay, and then we have the Kisan Vani 2004. It started as a part of mass media support to agricultural extension. So regarding the agricultural extension, Kisan Vani is important because it started as a part of mass media the program mass media support to agricultural extension. Okay, so Kisan Vani is operating in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture to inform the local farmers the daily market rate, weather reports and day-to-day activities in their area. Okay, so the market prices, the weather information and all. Why we are using a radio? Because this is the cheapest form of ICT that can be that is practical in India. Okay, in many rural parts of India, the internet and mobile phones were like so much difficult, especially at that point of time. Okay, so radio was a very successful measure for that. And then we had this Gyanvani. Gyanvani is an exclusive educational FM radio. Okay, Gyanvani, which started in 2001, and it is launched by collaboration of Ministry of Human Resource Development with Ministry of Information Broadcasting, IGNOU and Prasar Bharati. They all together launched Gyanvani. And one of the very important thing, that is the radio rural form. Very, very important. Radio rural form is a combination of interpersonal channels and mass media. So what happens is like the people will be listening to a particular radio program. Okay, say for example this farm and home unit of Akashvani, that only. So one day they were listening it from in the evening, and after that they will be sitting here and discussing about that. So if anybody is not clear or missed about something, they will be getting from the other person. That is the interpersonal channel. So it is a combination of interpersonal channel and mass media. Initially, this Radio Rural Forum originated in Canada. In India, it is known as Charcha Mandal. In India, Radio Rural Forums are known as Charcha Mandal. So it started in the Bombay. At that time, it was a state, like in state provinces, Bombay state, on a pilot basis by UNESCO and Ministry of Information and Broadcasting in 1956. Okay, UNESCO is involved here in Charcha Mandal establishing in India. So Radio Rural Forum in India is known as Charcha Mandal. Okay, so in India, it is known as Charcha Mandal. In Brazil, this Radio Rural Forums were known as Cruzada ABC. Cruzada ABC in Brazil. Okay. In Italy, they are known as Telescuola. and in Latin America they are known as radiophonics. Okay, there are different forms. This is important. This Crusoe ABC has asked, okay, in previously. So these are the different names of radio rural form in different country. In India, it is known as Charcha Mandal. In Brazil, it is known as Cruzada ABC. Italy, it is known as Telescuola. And in Latin America, it is known as radiophonics. And in India only, okay, so this is about radio rural forum. And then we have the community radio or the people's radio. So what is that? Community radio is a radio that is owned by the community, for the community and of the community, and AS program designed and produced specifically for its own developmental needs. So I think when we are talking about the democracy, we'll say like for the people, by the people. Similarly, community radio is also one thing that is owned by the community, and that airs a program, that broadcast a program that is specifically for that particular community only, for the developmental need of that community. Okay, so it will be short range radio station because it is needed only in that particular region, like the nearby community only, and it runs in a non-profit basis because the information is needed for the development purpose of the community. Okay, and the radius or frequency of community radio stations is 12 km only. So like if the broadcasting station is there, around that in 12 km radius you will get the information. Okay, and the ministry in India, the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting started the community radio program that is known as the Ek Dunia and Ek Awas. Ek Dunia and Ek Awas, it started in 2008. Okay, so there are many community radio stations. Some of the few famous one, the one is Nyan Taranga in Assam and Shyamalawani in Tamil Nadu, Radio Raman in Chhattisgarh, and Vidyavani in Maharashtra. So these are some of the community radio stations in different states. Okay, yeah, I think we have reached the end. So this is about the 3 chapters: management, ICT and farm journalism. It will be a little bit of difficult. If you are listening for the first time, it will be difficult, but I'm sure that you all might have read it already one time. So this consider it as a revision. As I was telling, in master course, in generally in we will take all the chapters within a span of almost 7-8 months. So it is very much difficult to combine everything in 1 and 2 hours and all, but I think I tried the maximum to explain it to you. Still, if you have any doubts, you can ask through our platform. Okay, so this is the mock test bundles. It is available now also. So like the last kind of practice, if you want to practice, then you can take the course and you can do. I think the PPTs are also will be available in this mock test bundle. Okay, so I actually, rather than that, I want to tell you one thing. If you are seeing something that is not familiar to you at this point of time, do not get panicked. Okay, so this is almost, we are reaching to the last 2 weeks. I think roughly 2-3 weeks, 2.5 weeks are there. So there is no time to panic. Okay, so the thing is, rather than getting more information or rather than getting new information from what you know, it is always important that you do a quick revision of what you already have studied. Okay, and do not miss on doing MCQs. Don't think that reading text is the last minute resort. It's not. Okay, it's not the last minute. The day before, or maybe something, you can avoid doing the MCQ. Until then, you have to do the MCQs. You have to practice upon it. Okay, and you have to do it and read the textbooks again and again, especially what you have already done. Do not miss upon the general agriculture. Okay, because what happens, we will be giving more importance to the extension and economics part, and sometimes we will be missing out the general agri. And see, all the questions will yield same marks only. So if you are leaving a very simple question in general agri, it will be a regret for you. Okay, so try to the Nameraj Sunda book of general agriculture is much more enough. If you have already read it, please read it again and again. You will forget it. Instant extension education Shruti, it is a very comprehensive book. Generally, at the time of starting, I don't recommend it to read it again and again, but still, at this point of time, it will be very helpful for you. Okay, so this is about it. All the very best. I think we will be finishing our rapid revision class by this. If anybody getting any one point or any more information from this, I'm very happy. And so much thank you for all of you for joining in all the revision series. I think Ajay also has completed the economics portion. So if you have taken a master course or a mock test bundle, or if you are nothing, just you are watching the video for the first time also, it doesn't matter. Don't get panic in the examination center. When you are writing the examination, if you don't know the first few questions, do not get panic. You can even skip some of the first 10 or 20 questions and start from the random number 25 or 40, like that, so that you get a little bit of confidence and then come back and do. Okay, if the question is tough for you, it will be tough for everyone, so it's not new. Okay, but if you are getting panicked, you will be making mistakes in the very simple questions also, and that will be the problem. So if we don't know the difficulty level of questions, if it is coming very tough, just remember, if it is tough for you, it will be tough for everyone. Okay, so don't get panic on those questions. Just like go over few, skip some questions and start with another questions. If you are comfortable in economics, start there. If you are comfortable in extension, start from there. There is no hard and fast rule. It is up to you. If the question you feel it is like made easy to medium level, like starting from the very easy level, and then try to attempt more. Okay, you can try guessing a little bit more, but it is very tough, don't go for wild guessings and all. Okay, so that's it. I think I gave a little bit of last thing also. All the very best for your examination. I hope we will be seeing you coming to IRA or in NDRA or anywhere, both IR and NDRA. I hope that will be better for extension, and extension specifically if I am saying. Okay, so this is it. This is the mock test bundle, and if you are anyone watching for the 27 or 28 examination, you can join in the master course also. Okay, current affairs. Previous year most questions are from recent news. Yeah, I think today one class was happened taken by Hari Prasad sir regarding current affairs and all. So the first of all, one thing I want you to understand is it is not possible to complete all the current affairs, and they will be asking some twisted questions also, majorly regarding the schemes and all. One PDF also will be provided from the grading platform only, so you can watch that class and see, take the PDF, and then some of the recent schemes and all programs will be given there. Just to search in Google also, I think this AI summary is there, so that they will be giving the recent schemes in agriculture. Okay, and just concept. Okay, this is given by especially the schemes of Bharat Vistar and this Dhan Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Mo Yojana and all. So these are some of the very recent one. So this, especially in the ICT and all, this Bharat Vistar is very important. So just have a look in the Google, and if you are like feeling like forgetting it, and just remember at least the full form, so that you will be understanding. Okay, concept of feedback given by Berlow. Yeah, 2020. So many questions are coming. Yeah, um, I think there is a confusion in the concept of feedback by Berlow and Schramm. Actually, it is there. The confusion is there all over. Actually, it is in. I think it is introduced by Berlow, and the concept as such, yeah, concept as such came in Berlow, but it is introduced in the model by Schramm. I think it is like that. Actually, I don't remember, but I think I can keep it in any of the PDF. I think in the communication or something. Okay, both, actually the both Berlow and Schramm is in constant, like in every question both will be coming, like either of the either answers, because the concept and the model in both the models, it is there, the concept of feedback is there. But I think generally we consider like Berlow as the person who started with the concept of feedback, I think so. Yeah, and then Gurgan project. Oh, yeah. Actually, last time it is not 1927. Yeah, it's not 1927. Okay. Uh, some of the factual information, like you also, I also sometimes forget the exact years and all. So whatever content that I have given, I think I only took the ICT like schemes in the last time. I think I just forgot now, but you can just have a look at it. Okay, yes, and also so many years are there. Sometimes I also get confused in between. It's okay. Okay, I think you can just look in the last class, in the last rapid revision class. I think I have mentioned the Gurkhan project class also there. Okay, okay. Question paper. Mm. No, it's not. No, no. Actually, it's not with 20s. Actually, sometimes what happens, even some of the advancement or something might be related with that project was happening in that particular year. But I think it will not ask in the direct question. It might be in the form of match the following and all. Sometimes that happens. Like some related years also they will be giving in this question. Okay. So I think that if they gave in that way, there the answer will be in such a way that if you know the other years you can write the answer. Generally we don't take Gurgaon in 1927, I think so. Yeah, it's not. Okay. Okay, see, always there will be certain confusion will be prevailing in the terms of years. It will be there. Okay, don't get worried upon that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, then I will stop it here. Yeah, thank you. All the best for your examination. Okay.